Hello everyone, and welcome back to Need for Speed Unbound. Today I am going to be doing a performance build on the Nissan Z prototype. But I'm not going to be doing just one or two, but three builds for this car. I'm going to be showing it to you in A+, and S classes, just to show you how it's going to perform in each of the three. I was not able to get it down into B, and I don't bother building S plus class cars because what is the point with the Regera still being there? So without further ado, let's hop into the A class build for the Z. So for the engine, we're using the 4.0 liter V8 for this one. For the parts, we have Sport Induction, Sport ECU, Sport Fuel System. Then we get to use a Pro exhaust, with it being naturally aspirated, the Pro Nitrous with Elite Road Suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Grip Tires, Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox, the Elite Differential, and then I use Super Grip and Drift. You can use whatever you want. For the handling on this car, we have it set to 60% grip, which is as high up as you can get it. The steering sensitivity is all the way up, and the downforce is over 1. And then I have brake tap set for drift entry. In A class, oh, that's interesting. In A class, you will get a top speed of 175 with a 0 to 60 of 4.2 and a quarter mile of 12.6. So let's go hop into a race and see how this one does. Alright, so we are going to run the A-class race of the OG. Off the line, not too bad. This is my first time racing this car at all. It doesn't really want to do much of anything good or bad. At least yet. I don't know how I feel about this car. Like I said, this is the first time I'm racing it. But when I was testing it out on the highways and that, it doesn't really seem to do any one thing that great or any one thing that bad. It's just kind of middle of the road. I'm hoping with the higher classes maybe that changes, but right now that's what I've got. Ooh, she took that corner way too wide. We'll see ya, Justicia. So now I'm actually starting to put some distance just because she decided to do that corner very poorly. But I just feel like this car doesn't get up to speed very well. On the straights, I'm stuck in the 130s, it looks like. Whereas on the corners, it seems to lose a lot of speed anytime you turn the car. So I'm not sure if this is really viable in A-Class. There are much better A-Class cars like, say, the 71 Skyline. That is a really good A-Class car. Or if you're doing a short race, you could check out my Lamborghini Performante build, which is a really good A-Class one, so long as you're not racing long races. I don't think winning against this AI is going to be a problem at this point, as I am about to finish right here. Well, you know, I got to get to the finish line first, but I've got 360 some odd yards between us. And we're just going to coast along. So like I said, it doesn't really seem to do any one thing real good or real bad. It's just middle of the road, at least in A class. Let's go see if A plus changes that. Okay, so here we are to look at the A plus build for this car. Good news is it is the same engine as the A-Class build, which is the 4-liter V8. For the parts, everything is Sport, which is just the base part for this engine, except for the supercharger, which is the Super Screw supercharger with the Pro Nitrous. And then all this stuff is the same with the Elite Road Suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Grip Tires, Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox, and the Elite Differential. The handling on this one does change ever so slightly. We keep the 60% grip, we keep the steering sensitivity all the way up, but the downforce is down 2 now instead of 1. As you can see, it'll hop back and forth between S and A plus if you don't do it. Alright, so now it is time to hop in a race and see how this build does.
I think we've got ourselves a racer here.
Okay, so here we are on the long climb, which isn't a really good race to show the off-the-line speed because it starts on dirt. But we can see the acceleration and the handling of this car once we get onto the actual road. So right now, it's not seeming too great. Maybe once we get to the corners, it'll be a lot better. Let's hit this gas station to get our NOS back up. Everybody went into the wall there except for me. Alright, now we're starting to get a little bit here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Police Officer. I said I'm starting to catch up, and you're like, oh no, no you are not. We cannot have that, sir. So it took that corner really well. It'd just be nice if I could actually catch up and get the lead. I'm not sure if this was the best race for this car or not, but we'll keep going and we'll find out. I'm at least starting to catch Harlow. That's a plus. There we go. You didn't take that. Whoa! Alright, I'm going to be honest and say that that cop just helped me out right there. But I didn't ask him to. And Harlow's not catching up all on her own. Good news is that this car does seem to want to grip the corners fairly well. I know that I've been drifting them, but when you don't drift, it does seem to want to hold on and not let go so easily. So that's a plus for this car. The acceleration on this thing could just be better than what it already is. And I couldn't find anything that would make this build seem like it wanted to accelerate faster. It's decent enough, but I don't think you're going to beat something like the Ferrari Testarossa or even a properly tuned Skyline in this. While it's a fun car, I don't think A+ is where it's supposed to be. As you can see, now that I've gotten in front of Harlow, I'm not having too many problems keeping in front of her, and the car's not going all over the road. It just does not want to get into the top speed at all, and I did try this thing with other superchargers and turbos on it. It just gets into that 130 range and it just sticks. Even at this level, it really doesn't want to go up into the 140s and 150s. Let's go see if S-Class is any better. Okay, so now for the S-Class build. So for the S-Class, you will actually change the engine on this one and use the 3.0 liter V6. For the parts, it is Elite everything in the engine. Elite induction, Elite ECU, Elite fuel system, Elite exhaust, and Elite screw supercharger with super nitrous We have the Elite Road Suspension, the Super Brakes, the Elite Grip Tires, the Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox, and the Elite Differential. With a handling on this one set to 60% grip, steering sensitivity all the way up. Your downforce can be wherever you want it, really. You could take it to there. It doesn't adjust the speed, so I'm going to leave it right in the middle. And now we're going to go hop into an S-Class race and see if this is worth it in S. Alright, so here we are in Get High with the S-Class build of this car. Off the line, not the best, not the worst, but at least we're starting to pass them pretty quick. Lyric, don't try and run into me. Alright, it does understeer just a little bit, and that cop wants to get involved. Oh, lordy. I was too focused on the cops there instead of what was going on my screen. Yeah, I wasn't going to move out of the AI's way there. Alright, so handling that corner is not too bad. That's one of the bad corners in this game, and it's not even that bad. So now let's see if we can get back up to Lyric and get my lead back that I should still have, but, you know, crashing out tends to cost you those things. And there's the other bad corner in this race. Everything else is pretty much fine. I feel like if you're going to use this car, S-Class is definitely where you want to use it. It seems like it fits the best here. I just got to get back up to him and get my lead. And you can actually get past the 130s in this car. So that's nice. Alright, Lyric. Ooh, that was close. Alright. Hey, I made it through without hitting the trees. Good job, me. And there are a lot of people online that don't take that shortcut. So I think how far ahead I am right now is actually pretty representative of that. There are a lot of people that also take that shortcut and hit the trees going through. I am one of them. I hit those trees a lot. You'd think after I've taken that shortcut so many times, I would know how to get through it without hitting the trees, but you would, again, be wrong. So yeah, I think if you're going to use the new Z, S-Class is the way to go with this one. The A-Class build, I didn't think it was good enough to use in multiplayer. The A-Plus I don't think is good enough for multiplayer. The S, I think, is good enough, but there are better cars out there that'll beat you in it. That's going to do it for me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, leave some comments, tell me what cars you'd like to see in the future, and I'll catch you in the next one.